And we are live.
We are live. We're live from Eric's channel, ppglear.com. What's going
Yeah.
on, guys?
Woohoo! Not
Mark
a
is still,
fly.
Mark is still in background, doing nothing. He
Come on,
sends
Mark.
me about, listen, he sends me about 87 photos today of all the food that he's cooked. He's sending me literally like food porn while I'm at work. And it's like an hour and a half before lunchtime. So I'm starving about time it comes to getting lunch. Sorry, I got to move this. That's a big head. Um, so yeah, I was kind of a little mad about all the photos of all the food that he's cooked. I don't know why he didn't start his own food channel. And he's still not here. Good Lord. Well, what have you been up to, man?
Nothing. I haven't been flying lately. I have been trying to finish a video and just kind of not clicking for me, but it will. Raining today, so no fly. Windy yesterday, so no fly. But I'm looking forward to the flying season and in particular the get-togethers.
Yes.
You know, seeing my old pals and yeah, just having fun. Kind of like what we just did down at Lake Wales.
Yes. We didn't get to fly nearly as much as I wanted us to fly, but the best part was hanging out, riding our segways and whatever's around the park. That little adventure that Smart Car Brian, his daughter Will, and I went on was. Mark, you weren't there, right? When we rode down.
No, I didn't go.
We went on a little adventure to the campground next to us, and we found a little pond where people were fishing, and we went around the pond on the segways and went up through the woods, and I don't know, it was fun. We had a good time. I actually enjoyed that. I didn't enjoy riding the Segway on 27, Highway 27, or next to it, but it wasn't terrible. But yeah, I had a really good time. We got to fly.
It wasn't terrible.
It wasn't terrible.
Terrible.
Like, I just picture us flying more. The days that we didn't get to fly, it's kind of sucked because I wanted to fly with everyone more. But that's part of this sport. I mean, we pair weight and pair get denied a lot.
Yeah, and honestly, I was a little bit disappointed about not being able to fly a little bit more because, although I spent 30 years in Florida and I'm pretty familiar with it and all it contains, I hadn't seen those things in a long time, and not to mention the fact that I hadn't flown in warm weather for a long time. So,
Right.
yeah, it's just kind of neat, and it's a new area, it's a new place, which kind of makes it exciting.
Yeah, I get tired even flying the beach. You're like, how can you get tired flying the beach? It's the same beach. You know what I mean? If I went an hour south or an hour north, I would be excited to fly it because it's a different area. No matter where you fly at, there's after some time you're gonna get bored of flying the same area. When I first started flying, I never thought I'd get tired of flying the compound. Now I'm like, we want to go to compound. All right, go see the same palm trees and the same pine trees, and that's pretty much about it.
Well, there's another aspect to that you may consider, and that's I don't know, seeing the excitement that somebody experiences from doing something. Even though it's old shoe to you, it might.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? Kind of like seeing someone with their first flight. You know how you really can share that excitement and. I'm tired of flying my own local area too.
I do enjoy when new people come to the compound to fly and we get to fly with them. I get to show them all the stuff that I've seen 1,000 times, but I know they haven't, and it's really exciting for them, and it's an adventure that they're getting to enjoy for the very first time. I enjoy that part of it, but normally I'm like, oh, we're going to go over here, see this lake. There's always alligators here. here's this. After a while, I'm easily bored. Just so you know.
I get you. I got you.
Eric, what have you been up to?
Not much. Let's see. We got back from that work trip out in Vegas and just catching up on work. I was just checking our weather app to see what we're going to be doing for flying, and it doesn't look like we'll be doing anything in the next few days. And then this weekend we have to. We're heading down to what we call the Wisconsin Dells touristy area and celebrating Savannah's 12th birthday. So that'll be a lot of fun. I don't know. There's people that have met Savannah when she was at Bad Apples. She met Mark George on the grass. She ran over him with the one wheel.
Yeah, ran him over. Yeah.
But that's all that's going on here. Just busy at work.
Well, I for those who follow me on Facebook, which my account for the most part for Facebook is kind of not a public one, unless I've kind of met you or talked to you multiple times. However, let me backtrack this real quick. So my wife wanted a Segway, and this girl trips on flat surfaces, runs into walls that have always been there, hurts herself constantly. I'm like, hey, where'd you get this bruise at on your leg? Where'd you get this bruise on your arm? I have no idea. She runs into things all the time. She wanted a Segway. I fought her for months. I was like, no, I'm not getting you a Segway. You can't have a Segway. It's just crazy. You're going to fall. You're going to get hurt. I don't want you to get hurt. So months go by. Each periodically time she suggests she wants a Segway. So one day I was just in a mood not to hear about it no more. I went online and bought her a Segway. And it showed up at the house, and she got on it and has done absolutely an amazing job. Hasn't stumbled, hasn't crashed, hasn't done anything. I just had a landing that I nailed this Sunday night. We went up to the Cumberland Farm, the 7-Eleven, which is a convenience store for those who don't have 7-Elevens. And on the way back, I took a tumble and busted my foot all up, scuffed my toe up, bent my nail back, all kind of stuff on my foot. And I tell the story because for Mark's sake, that she just laughed and kept riding away from me while I picked myself up. But really, she jumped off, came back, helped me out, asked me if I was hurt. I said no. And then on the way back, I kept feeling like water in my flip-flop, like underneath between my toes and the flip-flop. Come to find out, there's blood everywhere. So she yelled at me because she said I didn't admit being hurt, but I wasn't really hurt. I mean, everybody bleeds their own blood, if I remember correctly. So I really wasn't hurt. So yeah.
What's tonight's toe pick?
Oh shoot!
Toe pick. Yeah.
Toe pick. That's what's the ice skating movie? What's that with the girl and the guy, the hockey player that can't play hockey anymore, so he's a figure skater, and he kept using his the toe pick, which stops you dead with ice skates, and he kept falling down because in hockey they don't have toe picks. I guarantee you, if I ask Krista, she will literally be able to tell me. I'm texting her right now. Hold on. Oh.
So, Eric?
Yes, sir. Sorry about that.
How's it going in Tomahawk?
Tomahawk is really good, but I think we really need to totally get on Shane's story.
I don't know. I think I'll veto that.
Ah.
Listen, all these jokes are going to cause me to arch my. Damn it! I failed. Moving on.
Hey, you got to toe the line, Shane. Come on now. All right, I'm gonna stop there so we don't lose any listeners.
Yeah, we should change topics.
Topics. Mark went right to mute after that. That won't stop. That won't
Ain't
stop.
gonna judge me.
Comments. Holy hell.
Well, from the picture I saw, that looked extremely painful.
Yeah, my flip flop took abuse.
Yeah, you totaled your flip flop, didn't you?
I did. The movie that I'm talking about is Cutting Edge. Probably back in early '90s is when that movie came out. Yeah, dude. I mean, and I hate to say it, dude, but I think this was a complete fluke of an accident. But I mean, Krista hasn't crashed yet, and I literally based not buying her one for months because I just knew she was going to get hurt. Nothing's ever happened to her. So as of, yeah, hopefully nothing ever does, but I've watched, this girl has knocked her own tooth out watching a TV reality show, sitting at the head of the bed. And then when some guy got voted off of whatever island or whatever, she throws herself to the foot of the bed, hits the base bar, the footboard, knocks that tooth out. I've watched, I mean, I can give you 100 different incidences where she's hurt herself. I'm like, why? She's like, I don't know. No reason behind it. I got hurt this time. I really can't tell you why. I think it was because the sidewalk and the driveway going from the road up to the sidewalk was kind of angled. And then Krista said, look to the right. What's that over there? Just as the sidewalk tilted, I looked to the right, and I think it just tossed me. I don't know. But it's all good. I do have 2 cooking videos coming out here in the next, probably on Thursday sometime. I'm not sure when. I got to get them finished up and put out. One is a keto lunch dish, if you will, and the other one is a complete tornado of chaotic failures. And I really had no intentions on leaving me talking in it. I was going to do a voiceover, but after watching the video of Krista and I, and we just laughed. It's a total, for any of you YouTube creators who have ever actually tried to do a video and failed miserably just for what things just didn't work out, what have you, this is my video. And I want everybody, I'm going to put an intro video into it where I want everybody to just, you can pick on me, you can make fun of me, you can do whatever you like. It literally bombed. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and go with it. I'm going to leave it like it is and totally just let it be what it is. It turned out okay of a dish. It's a shepherd's pie. I ended up grabbing, towards the end of this, the wrong seasoning. I don't even know what the seasoning is. I don't know how it got in my cupboard. It's kind of like a cinnamon flavor. I don't know, but I added it, ruined everything, still ate it for the next 3 meals, which was dinner, lunch, and dinner. So anyways, look for that one because it's going to be a good laugh. And if you don't laugh, you ain't got a sense of humor because that crap had me dying.
I have one question. How's the Segway?
Segway is perfectly fine. I mean, I bought the Segway. It was already run over by cats, so in a car. So me falling off of it really can't hurt it. You know what I mean?
Because you'll heal.
Yeah, apparently Segway does too. Because when I looked back, it was still standing up, waiting for me to get on it again. I was like, "Whoa, hold on, man.
Come on, let's go." Well, you ride a Segway long enough, or anything else for that matter, you are going to have an incident, and so I guess that was your time.
Yeah, I don't honestly.
I've never been seriously hurt on a Segway though.
I will tell you, Krista and I both were probably 2 beers in which is nothing for her and I. And we went up to the 7-Eleven because we were out of beer, and just went and got a little 12-pack, no big deal. It's Sunday night, and I honestly have no idea how the hell I ended up on the ground. I was just like, dude, it was bad enough. I threw the 12-pack of beer down, and every beer we opened that night was all foamy and fizzy. I totally forgot that I crashed with my toe throbbing as bad as it was. And every beer I opened, I'm like, why is this beer so foamy? And Krista laughs, thinking that I was kidding because I threw the beer down. But I totally forgot about I threw the beer down because my toes. And then we discovered Monday morning on Krista's way to work, as she was talking to me, I told her the story. She goes, I thought you were kidding. Like, you threw the beer down. Like, why wouldn't all beers be bubbly or fuzzy after that?
Yeah.
I was just like, I just didn't dawn on me. My head was in a different place. Like, I was just in pain, and I knew I had to go to bed next to Krista, who absolutely loves to find whatever is hurt on me and touch it constantly on accident, and then tell me she keeps forgetting.
You keep touching it.
I had hernia surgery once, and I'm laying appendix, and I'm laying in the hospital bed, and she wanted to lay next to me, so I fought to get over. And if you've ever had any kind of stomach surgery where they split your stomach muscles, you literally have to use your stomach muscles to do anything and everything. So I fought to get over, and as she's lowering herself onto the hospital bed, she puts her hand on my stomach to lower her, to slow her fall. I was like, get off me, get off me, get off me, get away. But it's been like that for 28 years. Anytime I've had problems, she finds a means to accidentally touch them over and over and over.
So Nick Griffith says he got 2 Segway and the Suron. Now the Suron is the bike, right? I think that's the bike, the electric bike. I whiskey throttled it. It's made by. Oh yeah. So it's a Segway. That's right. He had that at the sod farm the other night. That's a neat bike.
Yep. I absolutely. My wife and I have gone on many adventures. We've gone up to a tap house for dinner. We've gone to get ice cream. We've gone to this place called Frankie's Wings and Things, and got dinner there. I think this weekend we're planning on maybe Sunday taking a ride over to the beach, which is about 4.5 miles from my house. Actually, I think it's less than that. Anyways, long story short, we plan to go over the causeway, which is a pretty tall bridge, and we'll see how that works out. I'm going to videotape the entire thing in case she finally goes into accident mode. But anyways, I doubt she will, because she's been killing it, making me look bad.
Yeah.
Mark, what have you been up to? Cooking? What food have you been cooking?
I have not been cooking much. I've just been working, and yesterday was the only flyable day, but I didn't fly. And so now we got about 5 days of bad weather coming.
Right.
But that's about it.
I think Sunday morning was actually flyable, but when I looked at it Saturday morning or something, it said it wasn't. And then it was about 8 o'clock in the morning here on Sunday morning. I looked, and it was like 1 to 2 miles an hour. I was like, oh, no one was out flying. No one, gave me the heads up, whatever. And I was just like, holy crap. And it's not been flyable since. The way it works.
Yeah.
I haven't flown since we all met up.
Seriously?
No, I have not. No.
Dang, man.
I'm still on the same 10 gallons of fuel, which I have probably maybe about 6 liters left that I bought December 10th. Actually, December 9th.
Wow. Fuel's going to go bad.
Yeah, I know, right? I I don't know what to tell you. It's just been one of those things. December December 10th has really messed with my head, and I enjoy flying, but I just don't want to do it all the time.
Linda made a funny. She's gonna have no food for dinner.
Oh, there she goes.
Right on. Proud of you.
That's awesome.
Hey, Mark, I saw Pablo's video of the piston with the hole in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
pretty amazing. So I
Yeah,
have a question. How would you test that seal to make sure it's good?
he did that. He built a little cover plate for both sides and pressurized it.
Yeah.
So once that piston got a hole in it, is that now his church piston because it's holy?
Put 'em.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of work on his house, so that's been on the back burner, but he's got it about back together now.
Well, once he gets done with that, if he could come down here and help me with my bathroom that I just don't seem to want to ever go into dealing with, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, he did a nice job on his. It looks good.
Yeah, I'm actually supposed to have a cookout Saturday, and Chris is like, "You think we can work on the bathroom?" I'm like, "They can see it under construction. The Lears did. That's the only people I care to impress. So they didn't see it done. So it'll be fine."
What, your shower?
Yeah, it's still, dude. I literally have like 19, 20 tiles to put up, but every one of them, every single one is like a special cut or something. I'm like, I don't even want to. I'm done.
What about the motorcycle?
Oh, it's still sitting out here with a cover on it over the seat and saddlebag so they don't get weathered. But everything else is just dirtier than when I pulled it out of the shed.
At least you got a cover on it.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel of it. At least it's covered. The thing has never been outside this much in its entire life, and it just sits out there. That table or that tile saw, that stainless steel frame it's on is starting to rust like crazy. I'm like, it'll be fine. I don't care.
You might want to tighten up.
Well, why don't you come down here and make me and bring your tape and some other stuff.
Bring some tile cutters. Bring
spacers. Yeah.
I got all that.
A bike tire inflator to pump up the tires to the motorcycle.
Yeah, I do have a compressor, but I would rather watch you use the foot pump.
Yeah, I got a question for the chat and for the panel. It's something I just learned the other day. And so, what animal is most decorated militarily of any other animal? And you don't have to answer it now. We can
eagle?
No.
Modern wise, I would say a dog. Maybe back in the day, a bird.
I will say this because that's the obvious answer. It is not a dog.
Yeah.
What about a bear or a lion?
Well, I mean, it could be anything. Tony is saying an eagle. That's what Mark just said too, right? Horse. That's a good one. I didn't even think about a horse. And let's see, a warthog, a snake.
What is the question again? The most decorated?
The most decorated animal and military animal. And it's not a flamingo, Jade.
I would say something like a lizard. Aren't they? Is that what you mean, decorated? You know, like.
No, I mean, like given the most, well, I don't know what you call it, an accolade, an award.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I guess.
Platypus? Kangaroo? Kelby says kangaroo. Kelby, you're right. No, psych. You're not right, Kelby. That would be funny.
Kelby thought he hopped onto the winter board.
Actually, dolphin's not a bad answer, but I mean, you know, it's kind of a water type thing.
Are you?
But still,
do you actually have an answer for this, or are you?
I do. I do have an answer, and I just learned it yesterday. I was just listening to a podcast. I'm like, dang, really? So
I like this answer the best.
Sorry.
A whale, a lion, an elephant, a cat. So a badger. Huh.
What about Wolverine?
Who? A Wolverine? Wolverine. Isn't that what they have up in like Wisconsin and stuff? Wolverines?
And Wolverines, correct?
They're real mean animals, aren't they?
Oh yeah. Pound for pound, they're crazy, but
An ant. A wolf. I should probably just tell you. Bigfoot. Yeah, that's a good one, Mark. Eagle's been said. Badger. So the answer is a pigeon. And I thought that was pretty cool. There's something about pigeons that, and they still don't know how it's done, but they can fly home even without, they don't rely on their vision because they put not contacts, but cloudy contacts or whatever, films over their eyes, and they don't have any idea how they do it. They don't, whether it's magnetic or what.
Homing pigeons, you mean?
Messenger pigeons.
Right. Yeah, those are homing.
This one, and I'll tell you the story, and then I'll get off of it. But there's like 119 guys that were in the trenches, and they were definitely in trouble, and they were about to die. And so they had 3 pigeons with them, and they sent the first one out, and they shot him down, and because the Germans had caught on to the messenger thing or whatever with the pigeons, and they actually trained hawks to go out and kill pigeons. Anyways, the first one didn't make it. The second one didn't make it. The third one got almost through, and then he got shot, and he fell to the ground. So they didn't think he made it. But he did make it. He got all the way to wherever he needed to go and saved the 119 men's lives. He lost a foot and one eye, and he even had a bullet to the chest, and he survived. So anyway, I thought that tough little dude, it's pretty cool.
Right? Why are cow hooves called cow hooves and not feet?
I don't know.
Because they're lactose.
Oh. wait! I got it here. Yeah. There it is.
Oh, Jesus, 8 minutes later.
I know, right?
I'm still stuck on the fact that there's somebody that are putting contacts in pigeon eyes.
They were some kind of film that they put over to try to prove whether, try to figure out how these guys are doing that, how they're finding their way home. And so anyways.
Yeah, right.
Travis. They do say the unemployment rate right now is at the lowest. So I guess if that's a job.
Right, someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it.
Well, right on.
Did you see Travis?
I have makeup on under my eyes, like the bullfighters must be the lighting. Do I have makeup on under my eyes?
I don't know. We haven't seen you in person.
I think they call that bags, Linda. I'm pretty sure I didn't get a good night's sleep last night, but I assure you it's not makeup.
Holy hell. So anybody else got any interesting stories? Because I've pretty much just been hanging out with my wife, and we've actually had, I like to say, probably the last 4 or 5 weeks have been absolutely phenomenal with my wife and I don't know why, but it's been pretty fun. I think it's the segues. Segues give us something to do other than just sit here watching reality shows.
Maybe onto something there.
Segues are relationship savers.
I don't know if it. I mean, I'm sure there's a segue that you can compare those two. Between sitting on the couch and then not having any fun, and then getting on a Segway and having fun. But We do. We are every night. Well, not since Sunday night, but every night before that, we would ride around the neighborhood and we just talk and ride our segways, and all the people in the neighborhood would be like, "That's not working out," or "That's not exercise," and I'd be like, "I would love to talk to you about how it is, but I can't breathe," and then just zoom off because I'm out of breath from standing there leaning forward. It is a really good calf workout. What's that, Will?
You're not doing it for exercise. You're doing it for,
Yeah.
it's something that you both enjoy doing. It's an activity.
Yeah, it does. It is a calf workout, though. Probably first 5 or 6 trips that we took, I couldn't wait to get off the thing because you have to keep your balance, and every time you lean forward, you end up on your toes and you're flexing your calves. And we did we did go on one adventure where we ended up having to carry our segways because it was sugar sand and it was a mess. We were trying to make a shortcut go through the woods to get to this restaurant for breakfast. And we wanted to see how it was going to work out, and it did not work out right. We could easily just go through the neighborhood and right to the restaurant, but apparently I wanted to take the longest, hardest route there. So that's what we did. One time and one time only. We did see a homeless camp in the woods, and this is probably the most elaborate homeless camp I've ever seen. They had probably a 30-gallon water tank that was actually elevated on a stand for a shower. They had a little valve on a hose, and that's how they were taking their showers. They had like a portable toilet off to the one side. Now, all of this has been burnt down because the woods caught fire somehow. I don't know, but we were kind of looking as we went by, and I was noticing all the stuff. I was like, holy, that had 2 hammocks up. I was like, dude, they're living the best life in here. Portable shower, toilet. It was pretty funny.
My calf muscles never hurt, but the muscles in the front on the other side of the calf when I'm riding a Segway.
Like on your shin?
Yeah, those are the muscles that get sore for me.
Mostly my calf, because I feel like I'm always I don't get it. I don't get it as much now unless we do a 8 or 9 mile ride. I don't really feel that as much. When we were going through the woods in the sugar sand, I felt that crazy burn. I was kind of glad to have to carry the thing through the sugar sand just to give myself a break from balancing myself on the Segway. But I don't know. Where you guys keep going? Will's leaving. Eric's coming back. Eric goes. Will comes back.
Well, I'm taking a bite of my burrito, and I didn't want to be rude and just, do it like
Just
that.
be rude.
I had to fill up my ice or my lemonade, so I didn't want to be rude.
Hey, Mark, how far along is your house now? How's it looking?
They were supposed to start the brick today and put in the last 2 windows and doors on the back, but we got rained out today. But it's doing good. They got the courtyard poured this past week, so it's coming along.
Very nice. Yeah, I haven't heard any updates on it, so I was kind of curious. They got the big P on front of your house yet, or what?
The what?
The big P.
for Paralife, I hope.
That's that big building they're building behind that neighborhood. You got to go through the woods.
Yeah, the Publix.
The Publix building.
Yeah, that one's coming along okay.
That is good. I thought that was your house when you're in your video. You're like, oh yeah, my house is over here. And I'm like, it's got to be this one over on the right side because it's literally 87 acres and
If that was it, we'd be able to fly indoors.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, let's change the subject.
Yeah.
Hot Buttered Steve's in the house.
Oh. So, anyways, like I was saying about all things holy. Steve's here. We got to talk. Keep it on the DL. Oh man, I am sweating to death. Angela said she could hear some background noise, so I'm guessing that was my air conditioner blowing in here. Oh, it's so hot.
I'd like to know in the chat if anything really interesting happened to anybody this past week.
I talked to your Yankees the other day about the flying down south at Okeechobee. I had probably a 15, 20-minute conversation with him. He said he had a good time down there. I think from what I've gathered from the people I've asked, I heard anywhere from 35 to 50 people, pilots registered. So, it's not quite as great as the first fly-in that they had there, but all good. Hope everybody had fun. I didn't hear about any accidents or anything. Did you guys hear anything negative?
I thought Nick was saying something about that last night. Nick in the chat, if you can hear me.
I haven't.
Nothing severe. I mean, nothing major.
Right.
No.
Yeah, I was just kind of curious because I was looking to try to get a census, if you will, of those who were there that could share about how many pilots they had, and like I said, it was anywhere from 35 to 50 pilots. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm hoping they had a good time. I haven't heard, other than your Yankees video, I haven't really seen any other videos from YouTube creators from that fly-in, for that particular fly-in.
I know, beyond the shadow of a doubt, had I gone there, I would have had a good time. But
right,
I can say that with any group of paramotors. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So it just made more sense to me to do what we did, and it was closer.
Right.
It was expensive, and I got to see the little red barn at Aviator, stuff like that. Well, was Mark there with us? I don't remember.
Mark who?
McElroy.
I don't even know that guy.
Oh, I can't.
His dad and mom were there. I remember them.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
They were there representing.
Paralife. What is it? Paralife Ground.
Yeah.
Rick. What'd you call him?
Rick Paralife Ground.
Yeah.
Like Gorilla's dead.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, Mark has the best mom and dad, dude. I literally, either one of them will go above and beyond to do anything to make any situation better. And, I don't know where Mark came up short with, being like them, but
I think it skips a generation.
Did you see what Travis DuPont said?
I missed it.
Well, he said, I bailed, because I asked if anything interesting happened, and he said, I bailed Bill H. out of jail this week.
No, Lord.
And Mark George said that he's full-time with Lone Star Paramotor, I think he said.
Yeah, that's what it said.
Congratulations, man.
Slow Days, you went down to Okeechobee? I don't think I've ever seen Slow Days at a fly-in. Mark, is your dad going to Bad Apples?
Yeah, I think they're both going to come up for it. I believe so.
They're going to be in for a treat.
Yeah, no, we're going to be in for a treat.
Yeah, but I just something tells me that we'll enjoy seeing them enjoy it. You know what I mean? There's a lot going on there.
Oh man, golly! I don't even know what to say about that one. That was easy. Tell them what you did, Bill. I'm actually kind of scared of Bill's reply.
What did Bill do? Mark wants to know. Hey, man, we really, really want to know, Bill. What did you do?
Hey, Hot Butter Steve, I don't know who Josh Bowden is, but what he's responsible for this? Is that supposed to be Joe Biden?
What?
Oh, come on, mouse. Work already. Right here.
So this next
meaning
weekend,
Joe. I got it. I got it.
so this next weekend, Sun and Fun. Is that what
I
I'm
think
getting?
I think Gorilla did a PPG Gorilla did a live on Facebook today for the start of it. I could be. I
Yeah.
want to say
No,
it was
you're right.
but I got a big job coming up on Thursday at work, and I have been slapped full with trying to get everything organized and ready to go. And I'm actually thinking about bringing my GoPro and doing a time lapse. But the problem is, I think it's going to be an 8 or 9 hour job. So how do I time lapse that? Bring an external battery and a 1,000,000 terabyte memory card. Will, that's a computer question.
What? I'm multitasking.
How do I time lapse?
BAIL, right? Like jail, bail, BAIL, right? Yeah. There we go. So, what was your question, Shane? I'm sorry.
So if I have an 8 or 9 hour job at work that I want to time lapse with my GoPro, obviously going to need an external battery. An external battery. But what size memory card am I going to need to run that all day long?
Dude, I have no idea. I
Time-
tell you, Mark would be better be able to answer that probably.
Mark doesn't even know where his GoPros are. He's got 72 of them. Can't keep
I'm
up.
talking about Mark George. Who are you talking about?
Oh, geez, my bad. You know how many
No,
times?
really, I don't know. I could probably find out. But you're talking about the time lapse, right?
Right. Yeah, not running 8, 9 hours. I'm talking about time lapse 8 or 9 hours.
I don't think it takes as much storage as the other stuff because it's just doing it every. Let me just look it up.
Can you?
Yeah, and it's just taking a picture.
Right. Can you take your video and go right to an external drive with a GoPro?
I do have an external terabyte.
Not that I know of.
Yeah, I've never done that.
My flights don't last that long.
But I think it would be pretty cool because I have two 4-inch services that we're replacing the services and replacing them with new because it's on the beach side and everything rusts to death. But both of them they're about 5.5 foot deep. It's on the beach, so there's going to be a gigantic holes. There's going to be cave-ins. There's going to be all kind of crap. It's going to be a pain in the butt. But I think put my GoPro on a stand and just point it in the direction of work and see how it looks.
Oh,
I don't know. I just don't know how if it's going to fill up or not.
Mad Sloper's on here. Mike, we got to meet him when we were out in Vegas.
Yep, you said he was a nice guy, huh?
Yeah, decent, real decent. Got to play around with his electric paramotor a little bit.
What's the runtime on that? An hour on the paramotor?
Hour. Yep. He has the hour battery.
So you would just come in and change batteries and take off again? Is it? And I'm completely dumb to the electric paramotor. I've seen them, but I've not really paid much attention to them. Is the battery similar to like a DeWalt battery, or are they bigger, or what?
Oh, it's a lot bigger than a DeWalt battery, but yeah, you could, if you had a spare battery, you could come in and swap it out, and away you go. But it was neat. It had 2 modes. It had like, man, I don't want to mess it, like eco mode, and it also had a sport mode, and it had enough power in eco mode that you could take off, fly around, and land. The sport mode, it was pretty powerful. It almost felt like there was more power in sport mode than a Moster has. We didn't have it on a thrust machine or anything, but it felt like it had some real good power. So, but that was just a motor. But meeting him and meeting Tony and Angela, that was our highlight. That was a lot of fun. A lot of good times. I would go back. I would not stay downtown. I would stay with Tony and Angela. In fact, I already told them that if we come back, we're staying with them.
I'm coming.
2 minutes.
Sorry, I had to check the front door. Hey, and guess what? Because I broke my other flip flops, I do have my backup flip flops. Yeah.
Well, thank goodness.
Well,
You know, I'd kind of like to know more about the pinhole on the piston.
yeah. If in my understanding, Eric, you can definitely tell me if I'm right or wrong because I'm not sure. If the gasket isn't seated correctly, it's getting air in it. It runs hotter, or which causes it to in the housing.
So when you get an air leak on a two-stroke, it automatically will run leaner because you're allowing more air into the engine. And when you run it leaner, that will burn a hole right through the piston in a fairly quick amount of time. And that seal that is there isn't that seals work two ways. So if you have a seal this way, any pressure will actually make that seal expand and seal better, but it won't stop air from coming this way. So what they did is they have this seal that probably keeps oil and everything else from leaking out. But then the other way, you have to seal around the plate to stop any air leaks. Well, I think what he says is he used RTV red. This is just what I'm understanding by his video. He used RTV red, and he did develop a leak, and it ran lean and burnt a hole in the piston.
Okay, so where is the hole in the piston, and what's burning the hole into it? And I mean, is it at the top of the head, or?
Well, the very top of the head. So just because when it runs lean, it'll run hot, and it'll burn a hole right through real quick.
How about that?
So it actually, if he would take that video and kind of break it down for where those parts are located in that engine, that would be a great video. People would learn a lot from that.
Yeah.
Because what he did was really good, but somebody that has never pulled apart that motor would not know where those parts are. But yeah, it was a good video, and he explained it well.
So we should be lucky Shane hasn't burned a hole in his piston because I was responsible for putting my crap together, and not sure that. Well, I guess apparently so far I've done an okay job because I've put probably 20 plus hours on it since then, and
yeah, you'd be okay.
Yeah, just send it. Send it.
You were on the top of the engine. This is on the side. You're safe.
Wait, there's a side? Oh Lord. Next
You
you're
forgot
gonna
to put a side in.
Yeah, wait a minute. Next you're gonna tell me that there's a bottom end to this motor too, right?
Oh my gosh.
You better just take that motor over to Neil.
No, I'm just gonna take that motor and put it on Craigslist, and then I'm just gonna buy me a new motor, strap it onto my frame, and call it a day.
Right.
I will tell you, that throttle that I have that came with the motor, within 16 hours, the kill switch quit working. I replaced the entire cable or the wire for the kill switch, and dude, I've got almost 200 hours on that motor. Man, someone's black wiener's going cray.
Man.
And I've never had a problem with that kill switch since, just so you know. So I think I'm all right with wiring, maybe. I don't know.
I did find some information for you on the GoPro. You can, I guess, you can select the number of intervals in between each, but in between each shot. So every 2 seconds for 2 hours is going to be 500 megabytes. So, I mean, basically, that's going to give you 120. So in 4 hours, you'd be basically at a gig. 1 gig. So
Okay.
pretty much any decent sized card would work for you.
So I think I got the, what is it, the 128?
Oh yeah, plenty.
That should do it with an external.
Yeah, because I mean, you were talking about how many 8 hours?
It's going to be at least 8-9 hour job.
Okay, so 4 times 5, so that's 2 gigabytes, a little under 2 gigabytes. So yeah, you'll be fine.
Okay, cool.
You just may have to work a little quicker.
Yeah.
Well, the slower I work, the more I get paid after that 8 hours. So if I run into, now it's going to just be a nightmare job. And most of my stuff that I work on is above ground. This is 5.5 foot. And if you've, it's on the beach. So if you've never dug any more than 2.5, 3 foot at the beach, once you get past that, all the walls start caving in. So you end up, and if the tide comes in, then you're dealing with water coming from the ground, which makes the walls even more weaker. And you just literally have a guy on a backhoe just digging in one spot, and all the dirt just kind of sand rolls over to it, and he just keeps digging and just keeps digging, and the hole just gets wider and wider and wider. And yeah, it's pretty fun. It's a lot of work, and it's going to be a pain in the butt, but it's what I get paid the little dollars for.
Right.
If I made that Delta money, whoo, man,
I know, man. You'd be living on that mansion on the hill.
I'd have a big old S for Save-A-Lot on the front of my house.
You gotta quit lying.
Hmm?
People are gonna start believing that nonsense.
Shoot, heck, if I had Delta money, I'd do it. I'm telling you right now, it'd be a big old S on the front of my house, like there's a P on the front of yours being built.
Listen, everybody already knows I'm homeless. It's all good.
Yeah, until your mansion's done.
Yeah. Mark sent me a picture of his wife's world's largest charcuterie board. What is it called, Mark?
Charcuterie board.
Yeah, the 2x4 with some meat on it and crackers. Thing is huge, dude. I was like, holy crap, it's like an entire smorgasbord. You could just start at one end, and before you got halfway through, you'd be full. And then
Yeah, that's why I'm fat. That's the reason.
yeah, blame it on her. Cause
Yeah.
I know when we were there, Krista and I were at your house. It was eating and eating and eating, and then I left there, and I was like, well, maybe we could walk back a little bit because that was a lot of food that we ate.
I thought it was because I was lazy. Now the truth came out. I feel better about myself.
Have you been on that Peloton this week?
No.
Oh well, back to
Not
the
once.
No. Hey, you just look at that thing and realize how much it costs. That it needs either clean laundry hung from it, or you need to get on it. One or the other.
And I was thinking about that, but I got to have a little surgery next week, so I'll be getting on it, and then I'll have to get right back off it. I think I'm just going to pass for a couple of weeks.
When you were packing up your house, that would have been the first thing that gets packed up.
No, I bought that since I got here.
Oh.
It's kind of hard.
But in the front room, I have a Life Fitness elliptical that's collecting dust.
So is that how you spell that?
Yes, it's exactly how you spell
Okay. So now I know.
it. Hey, I can't say that or the dish I'm making on Saturday that we had at Camping Will that Mark's wife made us, the Mexican dish. The hell's it called, Mark?
Carnitas.
Yes, that.
Yeah.
So that video of me saying that, I'm gonna have to come back to this live stream here and catch Mark saying it, and then every time tonight on our cook we're gonna be making, and then Mark's gonna just
It'll switch over to my voice. That's funny.
Oh, Every video I've ever made with cooking has always had some kind of blooper in it. This next one coming out, the entire thing's a blooper. Just so you know.
Yeah, maybe it'll go viral. You never know, man.
Oh, I know that there's going to be some comments, and I can't wait to. I'm looking forward to enjoying reading the comments. It's going to crack me up. I'm telling you right now, Kristen and I sit on this couch laughing, flipping our heads off over the stuff that was said, the stuttering, the forgetting what the hell the meat was that I was making. It was like the entire thing was a complete bust. And yet I'm going to go with it because why not?
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, I would rather watch 10 minutes of somebody being real than 5 minutes of somebody being fake. You know what I mean?
You would watch 20 minutes of me being real stupid.
There's some entertainment value in that. And I don't know. There's just something about watching people when they're just being people. That's kind of cool.
I think the people in the chat need to encourage Will to put a video out.
Does he
I
even
keep checking every day.
It's coming, is all I can tell you. I mean, I just don't know what to say. I need more time in the day, I guess.
Yeah, this week is horrible for me. Sunday night I crash. Monday I get told this is my late week. So I'm like, Monday after standing for 6.5 hours, I was just like, my foot is killing. Watch the sliding glass door you just walked into.
She didn't.
She opened it.
That ain't right.
But I ain't wrong either.
See, that's the stuff I'm talking about. That would just I'm immediately thinking TikTok, you know?
I just explained to everybody how you trip on flat surfaces, you run into walls, you have bruises, you don't even know how you got them, and no one believed me. Then you open the sliding glass door, hand me something, and then turn around and walk out the door and run into it. I'm like,
yeah, well, how are her toes? Are her toes all right?
Yeah. Is she bleeding?
Okay.
Are you bleeding? No. Yeah, so if you have a bruise on your knee, we can now count for a bruise on you. Yes. Got it.
Jack,
okay.
come.
Get out, buddy. Get on out of here. I might actually have to turn the whole house air on at this point. Jesus, I'm sweating to death here.
The whole house. Oh, that's right. You have little window units, right?
Well, see, there's no one else in my house but Krista and I, and we only use literally 2 rooms in this house. So we decided to keep the windows open the rest of the house, and then we have a window unit in our bedroom, and then we have the air conditioner here in the game room that's a portable air conditioner, whatever. So we literally just air condition these 2 rooms. I mean, why am I going to run the whole house? My daughter's here. Whenever she comes back, we turn the air back on, but she hasn't been here in about 2.5, 3 weeks. I'm just like, don't worry about it. We'll just keep these 2 rooms cool, and we'll call it a day.
Yeah, I mean,
so that's what we've done. I really don't see why I should keep my entire house at 72 when it's just her and I using 2 rooms. And it's not, we haven't got into the 90-degree weather yet. I think in the morning it was 68 degrees here. So the whole house is cool all the way up until, I don't know, 1. And then it starts getting warm. And right about now, it's still freaking hot in here. But
well, Bill H. and Angela both say it's 90 where they are.
It was a balmy 40 degrees here.
Whew, you all right?
Almost had to open the windows to get some of that cool air in here.
It's 61 here.
Yeah, it was mid-60s here today.
And you guys aren't dressed in sweatshirts and jackets?
No.
No.
I think it got up to like 82 or something here today. It's not been terrible.
58 where John Wayne is. Guess he's in Tennessee, right?
I will tell you, when it starts getting 85 or better, yeah, that I don't care who's in this house. I will be turning the air back on because these two rooms will not stay cool with the rest of the house being 80 degrees or 82 degrees in this house. Normally it's 72 in my house.
I tell you what, that is one part of the sport that I do not like, and is why I try to spend as much time as possible setting up my wing, setting up my gear, making sure things are perfect so that I get it right the first launch and I don't have a failed launch, because if you have a couple failed launches in the middle of freaking August, you're drenched with sweat. And I mean, that heat just freaking drains you, and then by the time you get around to your third launch attempt, you don't have any energy left.
Nope.
So, yeah, I'm just thinking
that was at Swanee when I took off to do that mile high. I had a sweatshirt on, and I said if I miss more than one or two launches, I'm done. Because as soon as I put that sweatshirt on, I just started pouring on the sweat. I was like, holy crap! And there's just no way of putting it in your side pouch and then putting it on when you're in the air. There's just no way of doing it. And holy crap, it was too much. And when I took off and I could feel the breeze blowing through the sweatshirt and I could feel the sweat, cooling me down, I was like, oh yeah. And then as soon as I got up to altitude and it started getting cold, that air turned into air conditioning. I was like, okay, now I'm cold.
that sweatshirt not doing anything but giving you a little shade.
Yeah. It was definitely tough. Where are we at? Oh. Well, what else you guys got to talk about? Because it's been our hour up.
I can't believe we've been on here an hour, to tell you the truth. I've enjoyed the show, which is odd.
That should be the commercial.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible.
Yeah, come join us. It sucked last week. It's probably going to suck this week. Let's do this.
Well, we definitely don't set the bar high.
Nope. Hey, maybe this weekend. Oh, you know what, Eric? There's a good chance that my bike's going to get moved because I'm having a cookout, and that means I need the back patio, so I'll have to move it off to the side at least. I really need to get off my ass. I just it's a weird thing. I don't know why. I used to literally come home from work and work until like midnight on my house, and whatever needed to be done, I did it. On the weekends, I would work 14, 16 hours on this house constantly. And now I can barely work up enough courage to, I don't know, whatever. I do sweep and mop like every other day at this house, but I sweep every day, but mop every other day. Outside of that, not much of nothing else. Tony, I've got a 2006 Suzuki Boulevard M50. It's got, I don't know, 13,000 miles on it. I haven't rode it in about 2.5 years. It sits in my garage or in my shed. And that's really about it. There's a bunch of we have, Eric, you don't know what these are, but we have lizards here in Florida, and they
I was chasing those things around on the fence. They were cool.
No, I remember throwing something at you while you were chasing that, and you screamed like a little girl.
I did.
What you need to see is the size of the curly tail lizards that they have over on beachside. These things will actually get up to like 3/4 of a pound. Well, maybe about a half pound. These things are they're huge. They eat other lizards. They eat, if they can eat it, they'll eat it. They're pretty impressive sized lizards. They're not iguanas, but I mean, we got those running around too down south.
Well, let me tell you, to an 8-year-old little boy, they look like freaking alligators. And I remember
Yeah,
playing. I used to see the chameleons and the small lizards, the little small brown lizards. You know what I'm talking about?
hmm
Play with those all day long, catch them, and let them bite your finger, and okay, whatever. But man, those curly tail things, they are freaky. I mean, they do not want to be messed with. At least
No, they
I
will
did.
stand up. They stand up to you. I mean, their bluff. Their bluff is impressive because I'm not scared of snakes or nothing. And I'm like, oh, hold on now. This one wants to fight. I'm not ready to fight a lizard. Not today. Holy good lord.
How are the iguanas down there?
As long as it stays over 40, you're in no danger of them. It gets below 40, they just start falling out of trees on you.
See, they didn't have when I lived down there. They didn't have any iguanas that were not in captivity.
I
So
know here in Central Florida, we're starting to get a lot more of them moving up from the Miami Everglades area. And I think the very first time I seen probably a 4.5 footer was over on Beachside, better part of 25 years ago. Actually longer than that. Laying up on a dock on the river, just crawled out of the river and laid up on a dock, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna go catch that thing. Man, that thing just missed my face barely with its tail, dude. When I went to grab it, I was like, okay, well, we ain't messing with those no more.
Yeah, we had them in Miami, and they were tough.
They actually got
how long ago was that, Mark?
Um, almost 40 years ago.
Well, I mean,
35 years ago.
I was down there then, but I just don't remember it being an issue. Maybe it was local to Dade County at the time, but I don't know. No.
I don't know. If you want to go python hunting, the state of Florida pays you per foot.
That's another thing. Pythons, I don't remember ever being an issue.
They're a huge issue now. And like I said, there is there's a website you can go to this on the state of Florida website, and they will literally pay you per pound or per foot. And these guys are making six figures, and all they're doing is walking through the woods, seeing a python laying there, killing it, and bringing it to the state, and they write them checks left and right.
No kidding.
So that tells you there's pretty much a problem.
Yeah, and they weren't natural to the Everglades. That was people turning them loose when they got too big.
Yep, too much to handle.
Yeah, it's a big snake. And hey, here's one more thing, one piece of trivia I learned the other day, is that the Everglades, it's not a swamp.
No, it's a river.
Yeah, I didn't know that. It's a slow moving river.
Now look up what direction it flows. You'll be surprised.
Are you going to tell me it flows north?
It's only one of two rivers in the world that runs south to north. That Everglades goes all the way up to Jacksonville. It runs all the way to Jacksonville.
The Everglades? You mean that river?
The St. Johns River, which is part of the Everglades, is where it starts, and it moves. I think, maybe an inch an hour or something like that is the flow of the Everglades, and it goes all the way up to all the way up into the St. Johns River, which goes all the way up to Jacksonville.
I mean, so much for a message in a bottle, I guess. I mean, take for ever.
Well, once it gets to St. Johns River, I mean, there's other stuff that flows into the St. Johns River, but it does all flow north. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I'm correct on that. I think it's one of two rivers in the world. And I want to say the other one's Amazon, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Eric, the lake that we went to at nighttime to look at the alligators that you were going to try to push Jade into the water,
Right.
that is part of the St. Johns River, which is the start of the Everglades. And that is actually where we get our water from here in this town that I live in. We get surface water there, which we're only like one of like six water plants that actually allow people to swim and boat in the area in which we get water from. If that tells you anything.
Don't drink the water.
Oh no, it's fine. I mean, I've never drank it, so it's fine to me.
Right.
It's the longest river in the world that flows north. The Nile. Of course, I'm reading this on the internet, so I know it's accurate. Take that with a grain of salt.
Tony said, yeah, I'm just going to read that.
St. John's River is the longest river in Florida, running up the, yeah, okay, so feeds into Lake George. So, yeah, it flows north too. So does the Lena River of Russia.
You can't trust Russians.
Well, that's true. I mean, yeah.
Hey, I seen the thing on TikTok today. The lady was like, "You can't believe nothing on the internet," and she goes, "Look at the cameraman. There was a guy sweeping a field for mines, and the cameraman's actually walking in front of the guy sweeping for landmines." I thought it was hilarious. Just dumb stuff like that makes me laugh. Sorry.
John Wayne said he flew his Atom tonight, and he's decided that he much prefers the Atom over the Moster. Wouldn't buy another Moster.
Why is
and
that?
I would say he is right for himself. You know what I mean? And I can totally get it.
I mean, me on a Moster, I'd have to get a bigger wing to get.
You mean an Atom?
I mean, yeah, I'm sorry, the Atom. I'd have to get a bigger wing just for lift.
Yeah, no, John's not a big guy, so I mean, he can. Moster, the Atom is perfect for him, and it's perfect for me too. But I still want a little extra power. So,
I'll tell you right now, I've had several cases where if I didn't have that Moster, I would have either crashed or not made it past what I was about to run into. A top of a tree, the ground at Mount Moonshiners. I can't even think of all the other times. There's been a couple times I've barely missed power lines like you did, Will, that one time, but I didn't come nearly as close as you did. But if I would have had an Atom on my back, I would have just gone right through the power line.
I would have too. I'm convinced of that. No way. I mean, by the time that thing spooled up, I mean,
it's over and done with.
Yeah.
All right, are we ready to kill this thing or what?
Yeah, I think so. I had a good time.
Yeah.
What do you think, Mark?
Yep, it is bedtime.
Yeah, Mark's gonna get up at like 3 hours from now. Go to work. Jesus. What is it? 3:45, Mark?
3:50.
Oh yeah.
But at least tomorrow's my Friday, so that's good.
I mean, if it was 3:45, I'd be impressed. But 3:50?
Yeah, sleeping in. Yeah.
Squeezing that extra 5 minutes.
Oh crap! All right, Will. What can we find you at, sir?
You can find me on YouTube under Will Fly or willflyppg.com.
Mark McElroy, where can we find you, sir?
On YouTube at Paralife PPG.
Eric Lear, where can we find you other than not in Vegas again?
Not in Vegas again. You can find us here at ppglear.com.
And Wednesday night, tomorrow night, we have another show. Eric,
Flying Flamingo Jade. Flying Flamingo Jade. Girls Just Want to Fly. Lily is going to be coming on. Yeah. I'm sorry, what? Millie is going to be coming on. And Millie is a
girl
paragliding instructor.
And if Eric messes that up again, he'll be getting a wet willy.
Or not.
And you can find me here on YouTube at Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane and TikTok at ppgshane.com. All right, guys, thank you very much. And Eric, you can kill this.